and bringing the Naga ancestral areas under one administrative roof should not be considered as a threat for our neighboring communities. They must understand this. And one day it may be sooner than later, or it at any moment of time, this is going to happen, and this has to be accepted.
The earliest.
It is better to accept at the earliest than we keep quarreling unnecessarily. Exactly. It is not necessarily quarreling actually.
It's a great time for me to introduce Achumbemo Kikon, and thanks for giving me this time to have a conversation with you today.
Welcome.
So you were working and you were leading the Naga Students Federation. That was, I think, more than a decade back, or?
Yes. 2003 to 2005, I was president.
Wow. Okay. So, and then what made you join politics? What motivated you in the beginning?
Well, you see, politics is in everyone's blood. Even if you deny that you are not interested in politics.
Yeah.
As Plato, Aristotle describe, politics is interested in you. Yeah. So, in one way or other, you are a part of politics. And as for me, I was in student politics. As a part of the Naga Students Federation. I serve in various categories, various capacities, and I also serve as president. Then after that, after I left NSF, I joined politics, into active politics. I mean, there are formal and informal. I joined the formal politics, so I become not only a party worker, but even becoming a candidate. Like, of course.
That was in 2013, right?
Correct. 2008, I contested 2013 and 18, unsuccessful so far. So, but my spirit is still strong. So that's how I'm into formal politics now. And presently, since we have to serve the platform, the Naga People's Front, and I'm serving as the Secretary General of the NPF at the moment.
I think I have known you since, like you said, the 2003, 4, 5, and beyond after that, because you used to appear on TV, national television, debating about the economic blockade that was imposed in Manipur.
You are right.
And I was really impressed by the way you were so articulate, and you were really raising the issue and challenging the government of Manipur in many areas. And I think that was the time I got the impression that I think he's really going to be a great leader someday. And you were at a very young age compared to now. And coming back to your elections that you mentioned, 3 times you have contested. And from what I learned, I think it was just a difference of shortage of small amount of votes that you did not win.
You are right.
And it was continuously 3 times like that. Is it correct?
Correct. Yes.
And why did you think so?
Well, yes, of course, I keep losing by a small margin only. I know that my people, especially my constituency people, I come from a 40 Pandre assembly constituency.
Okay.
I have no regret. I fight a very, in a very clean way. Even battling the electoral battle. Because I feel that people have to be with us, not through force, not by forcing, not by way of coercing means, forcing means. We have to carry our people with us, and in that way, I have been closely in touch with my electorates also. I know that they have not forsaken me yet. Although I could not get the rightful opportunity to help my people, especially in my constituency. But the focus of the constituency, as well as for the Naga people, there are 2 things here.
Yeah.
So, but we should not laws are focused for our people who are supporting us at the grassroots.
True.
At the meantime, keeping our vision alive. This is where we have to be clear in our approach.
True. So you mean to say that you're going to contest again in the upcoming election?
Well, you see, our priority is to bring the Naga political issue to a logical conclusion.
Absolutely.
And towards this, I, for one, especially the party that I belong, the NPF, we are serious into this, that a solution has to be arrived at. We had the first peace process during the 1960s. We could not ink out a solution that we deserve.
Yeah.
And now we are getting this second opportunity where the peace process, the political dialogue has been on for the past 2.5 decades.
True.
Now the party, for me, the NPF, since I belong to this party, you are aware that we have sacrificed in the past for this Naga issue on the various important occasions where we have been called upon to sacrifice. We have done it on our own also, even by responding to the call of the public, the social civil societies organizations. Now, even this time, the issue, the political negotiation is at the advanced stage. A very critical, crucial moment is going on. So
you're ready to.
We are, we wanted to see that a solution come during this tenure, because that is one ultimate objective. But if in case we have to face election for political party like us, for a candidate like me, it is our duty to keep preparing every day. That is a part of politics.
That's true. So, but the other, I think in just a few days back, the NNPGs were calling for the present political leaders who are incumbent in the office to step down if they dare to really facilitate for this Naga political solution and be open for a solution. So what do you say on that? Like, are you as a politician, or since you're not in power, since your party is not in power, imagine you're in power, or what do you think of your colleagues? Should they step down in order to pave way for Naga solution?
Well, that's very interesting, my friend. You see, as far as your question on stepping down is concerned, I must correct your statement. We were in the opposition, but at the moment we have also joined the government.
True.
And it has been recoined as opposition-less government. Although the legislatures have come together, the party is we maintain separate entity, like
it's
NPF.
Like an alliance.
Yeah, NPF maintain our own separate identity. And as far as this opinion is concerned, I think I have no authority to challenge any of our Naga national political groups to on their comment. They must be having their own reason to say so. So there, I don't want to go further. But as far as stepping down or stepping aside from the government is concerned, when there is a right time for it, whether it is political party or the elected members, nobody will hesitate. If there is a right environment or right moment for that, I think nobody will hesitate. And for this party, NPF, in 1964, 12 of them were elected as Democratic Party Nagaland. These parties changed nomenclature for the 7th time into Naga People's Front, from DBN to NPF now. No? So they resigned after signing the ceasefire on 6 September 1964. They said, we have done our part. We have brought the Naga national workers and the government of India into negotiating table. Now we pave way for negotiation. We have done our part. So NPF, that was under this symbol, roster symbol.
That really happened?
Exactly. They resigned in block because 12 of them got elected. No. Then the other political party, there was a by-election announced and they went and into the election, and then the government just went on like that, despite of we sacrificing. In 98, when the ceasefire came, in 97, this present ceasefire, so there was an election in Nagaland in 1998. There was a call from the civil society to refrain ourselves from participating into the state assembly election. We responded positively, this party, and we did not participate. So And that's how, on various occasions, this party have been sacrificing for the Naga political issues.
It's ready to do the same.
And
again,
yes, if there is a call for it, that such action is warranted, to pave way. If it is so seriously warranted, then for this party we have sacrificed in the past also. We are still ready for it, but we cannot be just taken for a ride, or they cannot be just simply an opinion that no, you must pay away, you must go away.
Sure.
I think there has to be a seriousness in it.
That's I totally agree with that. Now that the NNBGs and the NSNIM, they are talking about their own way of solution. One is based on framework agreement, one is based on agreed position, so-called. And as a political party leaders and someone like playing the role of a spokesperson of the NPF here in Nagaland, what kind of solution do you envision as a party?
Well,
how does the solution look like?
Well, you see, for us, we are within the system. When I have said this, within the system means this is a party that is registered under the Election Commission of India, like any other political party.
True.
But there is a constitution of this party. Everybody has. In our constitution, one of the aims and objective is to facilitate peaceful solution of the Naga political issue.
Yes.
So this is also one of the main primary objective of this party, and that's how, even though we are a part of the system, we keep propagating that there has to be a peaceful, honorable solution of the Naga political issue. So for us, we will only, since we are not a part of, we are not privy to the political talk, political negotiation. I don't feel it competent to comment on what kind of solution we envision. But definitely I can say that 3 words: acceptable, honorable, and inclusive solution. This is the stand of the party. And my individual opinion may differ, but the party stand is there. So I think I will stick only to that, because as far as the government of India dealing with our Naga national workers is concerned, they have their own prerogative, or they have their own way of dealing it. But the very fact that the government of India initiated a dialogue with the Naga political groups, the NSCNIM, and now with the NNBGs, this is a welcome step.
True.
We all must give full support to arriving to a solution, because we have struggled for too long. But it has to be honorable. I think that we all have to keep in mind.
Yeah, now that you have given 3 preconditions, that this has to be honorable, acceptable, and inclusive. Now, it also arises a question, because they sound a bit vague. It also arises a question of that. I wonder about the degree of that honorability, acceptability, as well as the inclusivity. Who will decide? Who will determine the degree of that, acceptability of the solution? Maybe that will be totally dependent on the wisdom of the negotiating parties and the government of India, for sure.
Correct.
So how far will the party agree to that kind of acceptability if you have a defined understanding of this is the level that we expect to make the solution acceptable? Do you have anything of such in mind?
Well,
personally also.
Yes, no. Let us say that acceptable in a sense that at least, as you said, there has to be certain the level of degree, certain volume of
benchmark of
acceptability. So that has to be, since the talk has started on 3 principles initially. One is unconditional. Another one should be at the 3rd country.
Right.
So then the
prime minister level.
Another one is at the highest level. So in a democracy, in a parliamentary form of government, highest level has to be interpreted as a prime minister level, isn't it?
True.
So this is how the talk initially started. This after this second ceasefire. Now, if you say acceptability, since we have started the negotiation without any precondition. It not be wise on our part to put a condition from the government of India side or from our side. So let us assume that both the government of India as well as the Naga negotiating groups, they agree to certain understanding. They arrive to a certain common understanding where it has to be there has to be acceptability level from our people also. That the government of India, they will also definitely have some difficulties, that we understand them. But since negotiation have started, and negotiation means what? In a simple language, give and take.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the word negotiation doesn't come in.
Exactly.
We are negotiating because there has to be there's some contention from you also, from my side also.
So
then we negotiate, and I'll also give you something, you also give me something. We meet somewhere in one of the junction. No?
Exactly.
Something like that. So from the Naga people, if there is a common understanding with the government of India by our Naga negotiating groups, I don't think there will be much hurdle, provided the basis of how this movement have started is not being totally sacrificed. No?
True.
Because
exactly.
if you recall how this movement started for total sovereignty, and the Naga history still lies there. We still stand by that. But since we are negotiating now, how do we come to this understanding? Government of India should understand us. We should also understand a little bit of what their difficulties are. And also Naga people also should be, little rational in our approach with the changing time. Now, honorable means definitely, I don't want to interpret further. There has to be no, total surrendering of our rights should not be there. There has to be a certain level of, safeguarding the rights of the Naga people, protecting how the rights of the Naga people, how this started. Inclusive, when the parties say inclusive means the whole Nagas has to be included in that solution. There should be no piecemeal solution. I think we are very clear on this.
And like the 16-point agreement.
Exactly. There are so many instances in the past where government of India tried to, take out some people and do all these mischievous things, which should not be repeated, because these are already a well-experienced failure, let us say, of the solution. So it has to be inclusive. Every stakeholders, every Naga people has to be within the parameter of the solution.
So even the when it comes to Naga political issue, I think Manipur government is also very, very adamant that, they will never accept to the demarcation or integration of Naga areas to the Nagaland as a Nagas. And Assam government will also stand with the same standpoint. Even Arunachal may, come up with the same standpoint. At this time of situation, where do you think Naga solution would look like, in your understanding?
You see, as far as Nagas are concerned, we are not asking a land that belongs to others. No, we have never asked for it, and we will never do so. Our people are there since time immemorial. We are the first settlers of where our people are. Maybe you call it the unfortunately happens to be in the state of Manipur at the moment, or in Arunachal or in Assam, but they are the first settler of the land where they belong. And that is why it is called indigenous people, because we are the first settler.
True.
We have not encroached in a land where others are staying. No, our people are there, and we are simply asking the government of India to understand this reality, that Naga people have been there since time immemorial, where they are now. And this land has been divided, dissected without the consent of the Naga people. And therefore, this has to be brought together under one administrative unit, and under one administrative umbrella. So therefore, when we say this, they assume that as if we are claiming a land that belongs to our neighboring communities, neighboring friends, non-Naga friends. No, in no way we touch upon others' land. So therefore, I think this has to have a broader understanding, both from the government of India as well as our neighboring communities. And you must remember that when we solve this Naga political issue, this is going to benefit both the government of India as well as the neighboring states, not only the Nagas alone. Because the Naga people, we have struggled for these much long years, already 7 decades now. So now, if we can solve this, then our neighboring communities should be the happiest actually, because of this problem. They are also either directly or indirectly affected.
They are.
Now, in fact, they should be the happiest to say that let us solve the Naga political issue collectively. Then we create a peaceful environment for the entire northeast region, and then we move forward. No. So this is how we all have to think from that perspective. Naga people talking of Naga political issue and bringing the Naga ancestral areas under one administrative roof should not be considered as a threat for our neighboring communities. They must understand this. And one day it may be sooner than later, or it at any moment of time. This is going to happen, and this has to be accepted.
The earliest.
It is better to accept at the earliest than we keep quarreling unnecessarily.
Exactly.
It is not necessarily quarreling actually.
I think that's your point is very clear. And what distinguishes you from other politicians is you speak for the whole Nagas, while others prefer to be so diplomatic and stay within the central Nagaland. And that's one thing that I really admire about you. I would really commend you on that. Now, one last question is, now if at all election happens, let's say in 2023,
okay,
who is likely to be the chief minister?